Suni Lee was bedridden in December. Now she has 3 Olympic medals in Paris. There's a freedom that Sunni Lee feels when she's on the uneven bars that's hard for her to describe. Sure, there's anxiety before every routine. Funny how it melts away the second that familiar combination of wood and fiberglass hits her grips. At that point, the American gymnastics star just sort of goes blank. Her innate air awareness, a talent that longtime coach Jess Graba believes Lee simply may have been born with, and the countless hours she's logged in an event that has become her signature combined to allow her to zen out. "It's just fun to me," she said. "It's like flying around out there." Lee didn't think she would be here a year ago. She was told from doctors that she might have to quit gymnastics. The struggle to get a pair of kidney diseases under control led her weight to fluctuate wildly. At one point, the 2020 Olympic champion believed she put on 45 pounds. In December, she was bedridden. 3 years ago, she fumed after earning a bronze on bars, vowing to reach the top of the podium in Paris. "You never know what can happen," she said. "So just keep reaching for your dreams." She didn't. And in a way, she couldn't care less. The bronze she won, much to her own surprise, in an electric bars final on Sunday was in some ways as sweet as any individual honor she's achieved in a career that now has 6 Olympic medals and counting. "I just have to keep reminding myself that I wasn't even supposed to be here," Lee said. "So that's the thing that's in the back of my head, because I'm like, you know what? A couple of months ago, we didn't even think this was a possibility." The 21-year-old, who wasn't sure she'd ever get back to this stage, can tie Shannon Miller for the second most Olympic medals by an American gymnast behind good friend Simone Biles if she finishes in the top 3 in Monday's balance beam final. No, she didn't win gold. Yet she hit her routine, something Lee doesn't believe she did well enough in Tokyo, and had no complaints about the results while finishing behind Kaylee Namor of Algeria and Zhou Qiyuan of China. Lee stood and cheered Namor during her gold medal winning set, one that was a dazzling mix of artistry and technical precision. Maybe it's because Lee has a greater appreciation than most on what it takes to make something so demanding look so incredibly easy. It's an ability that Lee has had from the start. And even as she tried to navigate her health problems, she and Graba put together a plan that included Lee introducing a new skill that could have boosted her difficulty high enough to put her in the mix for gold. One problem, she couldn't quite get the hang of it in competition. She fell while attempting it during the American Cup in February. USA Gymnastics then opted not to give her an international assignment that would have let her try it in front of foreign judges to get a feel for how it might be scored. So rather than press forward, Lee and Graba improvised, coming to the conclusion that it might be safer to put together a slightly less risky set that would take gold out of the equation but leave her in a better position to make the 5-woman US team. She came right over and said, "I think I've got to move on," Graba said. And I'm like, "I was going to talk to you about that today." Yeah. So we both knew it. The shift set the stage for an Olympics that finds Lee every bit the equal, and possibly even better, of who she was in Tokyo. She and Biles helped power the US to gold in the team final, and Lee followed it up 2 days later by finishing 3rd behind Biles and Rebecca Andrade of Brazil in the all-around, making her the first reigning Olympic champion to medal in the next games since Romanian icon Nadia Comaneci in 1980. Tokyo ended with glory, sure. It just wasn't necessarily fun. The restrictions put in place because of the COVID-19 pandemic, combined with Biles' decision to pull out of multiple finals to focus on her mental health, made for a somewhat strange vibe. Things have changed considerably in Paris. She has become perhaps the most famous active gymnast in the world not named Biles. There were chants of USA, USA, inside the arena as she accepted her bronze, with a woman not far off the floor shouting "Minnesota Mafia" to the young woman from St. Paul. The 2020 Games, this is not. In the best way possible. "I feel like I'm doing so much better this time around," Lee said. "And even having the girls, like we really could not be here without each other, and just having the support and being able to lean on each other has been incredible." Lee made it a point after the US Olympic trials to emphasize that a gold on beam, her best event, would be the ultimate prize in France. It's still on the table. Not bad for someone whose winding path to Paris included the kind of roadblocks she never imagined when she left Japan a champion. Yet there she was on Sunday in an Olympic final, soaring and swooping from one bar to the other, her mind on autopilot, her red leotard a beacon of sorts to those thinking of quitting when all seems lost, as she nearly did so many times along the way.